Welcome again, everyone. It is I, the Stellar Let's Players here. Now, I just wanted to leave a little disclaimer to this video here. Now, this was supposed to be overdue. This was like really overdue. Like, this was supposed to be like back in November of 2019 that I announced this, that I was gonna do this marathon for like, and it's been like 6 months going on. And I just want to say I apologize if I took too long with this, but I did announce this like about 2 weeks ago, a week or 2 weeks ago. So, and I had to prepare, I had to make sure this goes out really well. So to everyone who was waiting on this, thank you all for your patience here. And I just really hope you all are entertained throughout this whole marathon.
Now, I'm sure many of you all know that I've done a video back in January explaining my reasons on why I do not like pretty cure crossover films with over 3+ teams. Now, that's not to say it's all bad, but I had to get my point across out there. But what some of y'all didn't know was that back in November of 2016, I did something called the Pretty Cure Marathon, and in part 11 of that fiasco, I talked about the All-Stars movies, which was about 26 minutes long for a video. Now, after I did that video, I've always wanted to review these movies the right and respectful way. Plus, I know I'm late to this, so please don't hound me for taking too long on this. But another thing that I want to address. Even though most of these movies are good, I do not watch them as much as the ones that are high on my tier list. In fact, I will go out and say that DX3's New Stage 3, Dream Stars, and Superstars are the best pretty good crossovers and are well worth their time. Just a heads up there. Speaking of which, I also did a review on Pretty Cure Dream Stars, so that will not be in the All-Stars Marathon. If you haven't watched that review already, be sure to check it out. It's fantastic. So with almost 4 years of my experience with these movies, it's fine. We finally dive into them. So without further ado, this is the Pretty Cure All-Stars Marathon. So on February the 3rd of 2008, Yes Pretty Cure 5 GoGo started airing, and it was to celebrate the quote 5th anniversary of Pretty Cure, to which I already debunked in the video. As such, they released the next Pretty Cure video game called Yes Pretty Cure 5 GoGo Dream Festival All Assemble, a game that I've done a Let's Play on before. The link to that will be in the description below. Nearly a month later, they released a short film that would kickstart the Pretty Cure crossover, and that is Pretty Cure All-Stars GoGo Dream Live, which was released on the exact same day as Yes Pretty Cure 5 GoGo the Movie Happy Birthday in the Sweets Kingdom. Unfortunately, the show itself wouldn't do so well as it received the lowest ratings, and because of that, the fate of the Pretty Cure series was hanging in the balance as it was on the verge of being cancelled. But they decided to give this series one last chance, and on February the 1st of 2009, First Pretty Cure began airing, and on March the 20th of 2009, this is where the crossover movies began. Pretty Cure All-Stars DX, Everyone's Friends, The Collection of Miracles. The movie, along with Fresh Pretty Cure, became extremely successful, saving the franchise from cancellation. For those of you who think Hokuto say Pretty Cure, knock it off. For those of you who are new to the franchise, Pretty Cure All-Stars is a movie series where the new Cures team up with their senior Cures to stop the main villain of said movie. And DX is the first movie to start it all. DX was also set to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the opening of the port of Yokohama. The movie was directed by Takashi Otsuka, who worked on many Pretty Cure films and episodes, including the other two DX movies. So, has this movie truly aged well? Let's get right into it. But before we do that, like I said earlier, Pretty Cure All-Stars GoGo Dream Live was the one who kick-started the Pretty Cure crossovers, so it makes sense for us to get through the one that started it all. So we're going to be looking into this little 5-minute special first in this video. Again, it's pretty short and sweet, and it's quite simple, so I'll try and get through this little special as quick as I can. Saki, Mai, and her friends arrive at a coliseum where Nagisa ordering takoyaki alongside Hanuka and Hikari, and Nozomi and company heading inside the coliseum only to find no one there. Eventually, they notice that the Max Heart and Splash Star team also arrived. Suddenly, a huge monster appears, which is a combination of all of their past enemies they faced.
Didn't they at least give this monster a proper name or something?
Everyone transforms into Pretty Cure, working together to stop the beast. As the monster breaks through Gloom and Egret's shield, they transform into Cure Bright and Cure Windy as they ready their team attack along with Dream, Black, and White. But their team attack didn't do anything. However, they announced that they will not let it destroy the Coliseum. So as the monster launches its attack, Shiny Luminous and Milky Rose form a barrier, shielding everyone from the blast, giving everyone the chance to use their final attacks to defeat the beast once and for all. With the monster destroyed, everyone turns back to normal, only to find themselves on stage and is surrounded by the audience. Nagisa is shocked by all of it, but everyone seems to get into it. And so, the special ends with them performing the openings and having a good time during the end credits.
See, it was only a minute long. Told you it'd be pretty short.
I actually think this is a pretty decent introduction to the crossover films. It may have been only 5 minutes long, but it was enough for me to get entertained. Also, the tag attack is pretty similar to the one in the Yes Pretty Cure 5 GoGo video game. But anyway, let's get into the main course, Pretty Cure All-Stars DX. So Love, Miki, and Inori arrive at Minato Mirai in Yokohama. Tart asked them about the dance competition, so Love pulled out the map to the contest. As it turns out, the trio gets lost. But Love decides to find someone with directions. Luckily, she runs into Nozomi, but she loses her chance to ask her for directions due to them staring at each other for about 15 seconds and Ren actually calling for Nozomi to get on the bus. We then see the introduction of Fusion, the combination of the MOTWs from Futariwa to GoGo, but in order for him to destroy everything in his path, he needed to gain more power. Meanwhile, Love and the others were on their way to the competition when suddenly, Tart hears a noise from above. A giant darkish glop appears crashing into the sea. Assuming that he's targeting Tart and Chiffon, the girls transform into their Pretty Cure forms, and they fight it out against the monster, protecting Tart and Chiffon. After the fight, the monster disappears. Tart asks the girls to look after Chiffon as he runs off to something important, but surprisingly, Chiffon disappears out of Love's hands. Swifting to the next scenes as Coco and Nuts call out all the fairies to the Palmier Kingdom, warning them about a dangerous threat, and this is where they tell both the fairies and the viewers about the Rainbow Miracle Lights. Tart then arrives at the meeting and he tells them everything that happened. Unsurprisingly, the monster followed them here and ended up attacking the fairies.
Tart, you had one job.
And after saving Lulun, Portland asks her to go to Nagisa and company to warn them about the situation. Nozomi and company arrive at the taco cafe to try out some takoyaki. Lulun now fell from the sky, landing on Nozomi's face. Fusion appears as he starts chasing everyone. He then changes into a Hoshina, causing the girls to transform into their Pretty Cure forms. Mint and Lemonade tried attacking Fusion with a kick, but it had no effect on him. Rouge and Aqua then launched their specials at him, but he was able to absorb the attacks, causing him to increase in size. After that, he runs off. Milky Rose then turned into her fairy form as she recognizes Lulun as her friend. Lulun then tells the girls that she has to find Nagisa and Hanuka, to which Dream actually heard those names before. Speaking of which, Nagisa and Hanuka and Hikari are at the Panpaka Pan buying chocolate cornets, and just when Nagisa was about to try one, Moop and Fruit came from the tree, hitting her in the face, and Infusion appears right in front of them. He then
You will always be a chocolate-loving little munchkin, Nagisa.
Demands them to hand over Moop and Fruit, and then changes into his Akina. Mipple, and Porin arrive in time, also hitting Nagisa in the face. The girls then transform into their pretty cure forms. While Shining Luminous protects the two fairies, Cure Black and Cure White start fighting Fusion. They then launch their attacks, the Pretty Cure Marble Screw Max. But like last time, Fusion absorbs their attack, obtaining more power, and then runs off. Saki and Mai arrives at Knot's house, but are disappointed to see that it's closed. Saki then tells Mai about the mascots, just as Coco, Nuts, and Syrup run right in past them. Fusion appears in front of the two girls, and they ended up running away while carrying the three. Luckily, Flappy and Choppy crash landed in front of them. Fusion changes into an Uzayana, and Saki and Mai transforms into their Pretty Cure forms. They manage to hold their ground against Fusion. Then they fire the Pretty Cure Twin Stream Splash at him, and you can already guess what happened next. Meanwhile, Love, Miki, and Inori continue their search for Chiffon, only for Love to start blaming herself. Inori comforts her, but suddenly Tart returns, landing right on Love's face. After finding out that Chiffon went missing, he tells them to find her immediately, not knowing that Chiffon followed them here to the Palmyra Kingdom, but a fragment of Fusion appeared right behind her. Back in Minato Mirai, Fusion was able to obtain his human-like form due to the amount of power stolen from the cures, and now he's attempting to steal all of the city's power, flooding Minato Mirai with black sludge, covering the sky into darkness. Meanwhile, Nozomi and company had no luck finding Nagisa and the others, but despite that, Nozomi felt confident in finding them. They, along with Nagisa and the others, noticed the sky being darkened, so they decided to head towards it. The fresh girls head to where Fusion is, and as he senses them coming, he confronts them. Relieved to hear that Chiffon is okay, the girls begin to fight against Fusion. However, they were no match against him. Then, as he discourages Peach, he traps them into a black doom, sucking them into a whirlpool of darkness. Nozomi and company heads towards the edges of Memento Mirai, but was met with a bunch of Zakenas, Uzainas, Kawainas, and Hoshinas. So the six girls transforms into their Pretty Cure forms in time. Dream and the others fight against the monsters, while Milky Rose protects Lulin from them. Realizing that there's too many, the girls split up to take care of them as quickly as they can. Just when Mint, Aqua, and Rose finishes up their half, an airplane Zakena headed straight towards the three, but was luckily defeated by Cure Black and Cure White. Shining Luminous tries to dodge the Zakena's bullets, but Mint stepped in and shielded everyone from the bullets, and Cure's Black and White managed to stop an approaching Zakena, and the two along with Aqua defeat the two Zakenas, with Lulin finally reuniting with Shining Luminous. Meanwhile, Dream, Rouge, and Lemonade were having trouble with their half, and just when the Uzaina rushed towards them, Bloom and Egret arrived in time to help them. Dream tells Syrup to carry Coco and Nuts to safety, and so, the five manages to take care of the remaining monsters. Peach, Berry, and Pine try their best to get out of the sludge, and they declare that they'll save Chiffon and will never give up no matter what. As the glop rises, a light appears, shattering the dome, revealing the 11 cures surrounding them. The trio thank them, but they explain that the three shattered the dome themselves due to their desires. As Fusion appears in front of them, the girls do their introductions once again. A red beam surrounded Fusion as he begins to get stronger, turning into a huge-ass giant. Then he shoots a beam from his mouth, damaging the cures really badly. However, the girls were not ready to give up yet. They all realized who each other were, and as they visit each other's shop, and Peach tells them that they have a dance contest and have invited the 11 girls to watch. As they survive from another attack, the 14 girls tell Fusion that their strengths comes with differences, and so, the battle against Fusion commences, to which Bloom and Egret transforms in Cure Bright and Cure Windy. Fusion then fires a third attack at them, and as they were defeated, Chiffon appears with a miracle rainbow light that saved her from a fragment of Fusion. So she uses her powers to send every mascot a miracle light. So, they then tell the audience to wave their miracle lights to grant the cures more power. The girls uses the power from the miracle lights to combine all 5 of their ultimate attacks into one. Fusion tries to counterattack with a Kamehameha, but is no match against their combined strength. Minato Mirai is saved as a rainbow shines towards the city. Everyone is at the dance competition. Even Kaneko is there as well. The girls watches love Miki and Inori's performance, but completely failed miserably. Despite that, the girls clapped for them and they accepted their L, as they did not practice enough, but at least their hearts were in sync. And that's the end of Pretty Cure All-Stars DX.
See, now why can't Pokemon's Linda take their L like a man whenever they lose a match?
So yeah, in terms of screen time, I really have no issue there. Everyone got their time to shine and I applaud it. The animation, while for the most part is pretty good, doesn't really sit well for me that much, most noticeably in the scene where the fresh cures get trapped into the Black Dome. Still, the presentation is top notch, I will give it that. The way they introduced our new heroines was pretty good and I enjoyed it. The fights were pretty great as well. One of the best highlights was seeing Cure Black and Cure White defeating that Airplane's Akina with a single kick. Definitely shows that they still got it in them. And the fight against Fusion was pretty decent, well animated, and was executed successfully. And spoilers to those who haven't watched the All-Star series, they fight against Fusion 4 times, from DX all the way to the new stage. I'll explain my issue with that once we get to the new stage. The music is pretty enjoyable, mostly the opening theme, which you'll hear throughout the DX trilogy. Both the opening and ending are performed by Cure Deluxe, starring Mayumi Gojo, Yugo Uchiie, Mayu Kudo, Kaneko Miyamoto, and Momoko Hayashi, with Mayumi leading the opening and Mayu leading the ending. Now, about the Miracle Lights. While it is a good idea to promote each Pretty Cure movie with them, at this point in time, it's starting to get really repetitive. They could at least come up with something new to promote future Pretty Cure movies, but I highly doubt that they'll ever do that, and it's really unfortunate. Not to mention that the Cures get bailed out by the Miracle Light in almost, if not all, the Pretty Cure movies, and that's also a repetitive issue as well. I can't say that I fully enjoyed this movie as a whole, but I will say that DX is still enjoyable to watch and has definitely aged well. I'll give DX a 7 out of 10. If you're going to start off the All-Stars series, DX is the movie to start off with, as it is the first one in the series.
Did not think this video would actually go for really long, and we're just starting with this marathon. But that's about it for part 1. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, DX is an okay movie, and it's something that I can also recommend to those who are just getting started with the Pretty Cure All-Stars series. But that about does it for me. Let me know in the comment section on what you guys think about DX. And stay tuned for part 2, as we're now getting into DX2. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Player signing out. As always, GoGo Genyo, and have a star-tastic day, everyone. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to give it a like. If you want to support this channel further and join the Starlight family, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so you can get updated on videos that I upload. Also, my social media is down in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter, and you can follow me on Discord. I have a Discord server called the Starlight Community, and as well you can also follow my SoundCloud. All of the links will be in the description below. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Player signing out. As always, GoGo Genyo, and have a star-tastic day, everyone.